welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. In today's video, we are going to be looking in depth at yesterday's incredible game. It really was an absolutely incredible game yesterday at La Ceramica Stadium. Villarreal 4, Barcelona 4. We're going to be looking basically at what we can learn from that game. And I'm not going to say we can learn and really implement against Atletico or Man United, because like I said yesterday, I think we're going to see a very, very different team. But basically, what can we learn with regards to the future? If we rotate in the future, if we change things around in future games, which we will have to. We can't just abandon rotation because we had a bit of a slip up last night with the goals that we conceded. We have to learn from that. There's certain things we must do, and we're going to discuss it all in today's video. And I want to start here, of course, by talking about that centre-back partnership of Samuel Umtiti and Clement Longley, which yesterday simply did not work. From the very first whistle, it was nervy, it was shaky, it was very, very disorientated at the centre of that defence. And the problem is, when your centre-backs are like that, when it is a bit nervous there, when they don't really seem to be comfortable, that really does transmit to the rest of the team. The whole team then knows really the heart of your defence is on edge, and that really doesn't make the team feel comfortable. And you could see quite clearly, Villarreal targeted that centre of defence, and they did it excellent. You have to really commend yesterday the way that Villarreal played, because it was absolutely stupendous really in the way they targeted our centre-back areas. What they had here was two players who were lightning quick. You had Chukwueze there from the left-hand side, who was also operating in a more central role when he could, and also Toko Ekambi, who was also running the channels, as you saw there for Villarreal's second goal. But the most important cog really in Villarreal's team was Iborra here, who's usually a centre midfield player who usually plays in a bit more of the withdrawn midfield role. But yesterday, he was really, really high. He was playing as a number 10, very, very nearly there in a false 9 position, and his job really was to get fully on Busquets' nerves. He was really tight to him, often getting in front of him, really playing all around him, and he was just stopping the flow. He was stopping the build-up, and what made that really difficult for us, I spoke yesterday about having two left-footed centre-backs at centre-half here, Umtiti and Longley, both left-footers, which does make distribution from the back in the way that we play very, very difficult. And a lot of people came back and said, look, think about Piqué, think about Mascherano, they played at centre-back for years, and they were very good, they were both right-footers. Yes, that's a very good point, but at the end of the day, Piqué and Mascherano, they struck up that partnership, they strengthened that over season upon season upon season. Yesterday, Umtiti, Clement Longley, they were virtually unknown playing together, playing alongside each other. Two left-footed players with Villarreal pressing incredibly high, really being brave in their play. And also, the fullbacks here, I mentioned it in my match review, and basically what was happening was Umtiti here was getting the ball, he was immediately being closed down by Villarreal, Busquets was being completely cut off by Vicente Iborra here, and also Toko Ekambi was marking Longley. A lot of times here, Umtiti had to go back across his own goal, which you never like to do as a centre-back, and a lot of times here, he was also being forced onto his weaker foot, which would be his right foot there, playing not only a rusty player in Umtiti, but also playing him on the wrong side of defence. And quite often here, Sergio Roberto was far too far away from Samuel Umtiti. Jordi Alba should have been dropping back. They should have been dropping back here just to help things out really and give us a few more options, but they didn't do that. Far too often the fullbacks yesterday were too far forward, too far advanced, and neglecting really their defensive duties. But just on Samuel Umtiti as an individual here, there's one thing that I want to add about his performances, about really his shape and condition, because right now you can clearly see he's not feeling confident, and quite clearly he is not match sharp. He's not played enough football in the last few games to really be up to speed. But I really hope soon that we can see Umtiti in this kind of role, in his natural role, in his natural position, actually have a good, confident, dominant performance, because quite frankly, he really does need that, because you feel like if the performances soon don't start to pick up, if we don't start to see a bit of encouragement, there will get to a point here where we're actually questioning, is Umtiti fully recovered from that knee problem? Because in the back of your mind now, you're thinking, Samuel Umtiti, he's had ongoing knee issues for a number of months, he's trying to get over that, he hasn't, very vitally here, he hasn't undergone surgery, so clearly there, the problem, technically, could still be in the back of his mind. You're wondering now, is he playing with pain? Is he playing with caution? Is he playing within himself? And as you all know, and as a centre-back, you fully well know that you cannot, for one single second, you can't be off the pace. If you're off the pace, opposition attackers, they will target you, and ultimately, just like we saw last night, if you're not on it, they will expose you. But also, with regard to that centre-back partnership last night, what we were lacking was Gerard Piqué, and obviously that's stating the obvious. Gerard Piqué was on the bench yesterday, didn't start, didn't even come on off the bench, and clearly, right throughout the game, we missed Piqué at the heart of our defence in a defensive aspect. But it's not really as an out-and-out defender that I think we missed Piqué most yesterday. It was actually, in terms of that leadership, that we most missed, that real vocal point there of our defence and of our entire team, Gerard Piqué at the heart of our defence. Because quite simply, he's a real presence. You bring him into that team and suddenly he'll start orchestrating that back line. After none of the goals yesterday did we regroup as a team. After none of those goals, the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, nobody got hold of that team and said, listen, let's get back into shape, let's reorganise, let's really set our stall out here. We can win this game, we can get back into it, but we've got to have a real structure here in our team and get back into shape. Nobody really gripped the team and said that. Nobody got hold of that team. Marc-Andre ter Stegen, I think, is growing into a leader, and when you saw him step out there in the second goal, when he's taking a gamble, when he was taking that risk, I think there he's trying to show that defence leadership. He's trying to show that they can trust in him and try and convey confidence, but obviously that didn't work out. But we missed Piqué yesterday in terms of that leadership. We let Villarreal grow and grow and grow into the game, and at no point really did we stop, gather the team as a unit there and regroup. And look, the defence yesterday was certainly a negative. The first few points there have been negative on that basis, but they can certainly be solved, and they will be solved. I want to talk now about some absolutely incredible positives from yesterday's game, and we start here by discussing Lionel Messi's free kicks, and I want to talk about this in a bit of detail because it's unbelievable. He right now, in terms of dead ball situations, he is incredible. Messi has now scored 6 free kicks in La Liga this season. Nobody else in Europe's top 5 leagues has more than 3. Nobody in Europe's top 5 leagues has more than 3 free kicks this season. Messi has 6. In how many more areas can this man just rise not only better than the rest, but head and shoulders above? And will it actually get to the point, I was discussing this yesterday on Twitter, will it get to the point whereby defenders, when Barcelona players are running through on goal, when are they actually going to be scared to foul us? When are they going to be worried that if they foul us, instead of actually letting us run through towards the goal, they're actually going to be doing more damage by bringing us down and then allowing Messi to take the free kick? Because you saw that yesterday. Fouled we were in the 89th minute, and straight away, as soon as that foul took place, you saw Villarreal players berating each other. They were so angry, so frustrated, they'd given away that foul because they know what Messi is capable of. And even with the goalkeeper, it's starting here to get psychological. He was starting then to second guess Messi. He thought he was going to put it in the left because he's seen what he did on Saturday, but at the same time, Messi right now can score from any range, in any angle, in any corner of that net. If you put a wall there, he'll go under it. If you don't put somebody behind the wall, then if you do that, he'll go over it into the same side. If the goalkeeper wants to take one step to the left to try and cover himself, Messi, as he did yesterday, will go goalkeeper's side. There is nothing you can do right now to stop Messi's genius from free kick situations, and unbelievably, he has actually done this before, just like the Panenka on Saturday, where he'd done it several years previous. Yesterday, from exactly the same spot, in exactly the same minute, back in 2017, at the same stadium against Villarreal, he scored an unbelievable free kick, identical to the one last night. Game by game by game, Lionel Messi just continues to amaze us. And I want to finish here by talking about something very, very important to me, and something that I think gives me confidence looking at the games we have to come, and especially the Champions League, when you really have to be on your game, and when you have to be in the game until the very last minute. I want to talk here about our strong, winning mentality. That's what we demonstrated once again last night. That's what we demonstrated throughout the entire season. We've won games late on, we've got late equalisers, we've stuck until the end and made these kind of comebacks, because after we lost our lead yesterday, we were 2-0 up, we blew that. Villarreal clearly had the momentum, they had the confidence, they had the home crowd behind them, everything was going Villarreal's way, and clearly we were powerless in defence to stop that. And at the end of the day, those players out there yesterday, they could have just thrown the towel in. They could have thought, well, you know what, we've rotated, Valverde has taken a few players off, he's put a few players in, he's jigged around the team a little bit, we could just sit back here and say, look, it was a bad night, we've had a bad night off, we'll bounce back, we're still 7 points clear at the top of the league. But no, these players defy the odds time and time and time again. They want to bounce back. They want to give you something to go away from this game thinking, yes, Barcelona can do it no matter what the occasion. They will fight until the end. And the last 5 minutes, we saw that intensity. We saw that burning in the eyes. We saw a team who was desperate there to get themselves back in this game and at least rescue a point, which could be vital in the title race. That's the team there we're going to see against United. Determined, ready to run through brick walls to get the result, and ready to fight until the absolute final seconds, if they need to get the result. No matter what here, our mentality this season has been spot on. Long may that continue. And so certainly, guys, we rotated yesterday. Yes, we conceded some very bad goals. It wasn't good defensively. Overall, really, the performance did lack in a number of areas. But look, we got a point out of it. Move on to Atletico now. Some vital players there had a bit of rest. The entire team psychologically, I feel, had a night off there. We will bounce back. I can guarantee you. Big displays coming from this team. We have the upper hand. Make no mistake about it. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What did you think of yesterday's game against Villarreal? And what do you think there of the defensive issues, of Messi's free kicks, and that mentality once again that we've showed until the very death? Let me know in the comments down below. I will see you soon, of course, with more videos. But until then, as always, Visca el Barça!
Barça! Barça!